Welcome to the introduction video of JoeTaxTrader. This is a brand new start for this channel, and a lot of you is going to be your first time hearing about me. Some of you, about 300 of you, already know me, and previous me, the Division I college football athlete, just let that go. Let that, what you saw. What you didn't see, you didn't see. So we're just gonna build from there. We're here to talk about money, talk about trading, how to take advantage of these prop firms, the tax side of things, and really what to do with the money after you get it. So the real topics of this video is a little bit about who I am, how I got into trading, the whole purpose of this channel, and I'll start off with my name. So my name is Joseph Walker the Fifth. Yes, it's five of us, and plan on carrying on that tradition at a later date, though. Nothing anytime soon. We are not on that type of time. We're here to get this money, and kids take money out of your pockets. All right. So that is immediately public enemy number one at this point in time. But a little bit about my background. I went to college for accounting. I played football in college, won 3 bowl rings. Something slight, nothing too crazy. And then um, now I pretty much I trade and run an accounting business. So I trade about 10 accounts at a time, 10 plus accounts. That's my floor. I blew about 2 accounts 2 days ago. Um, but it's a constant building thing. You're gonna blow accounts, especially if you copy trade and trade props how you're supposed to. Um, but that's pretty much a super condensed version of who I am. I'll probably do a deeper dive later on. A little bit about how I got into trading in the first place. So what I did was I would I went to college for accounting, and I was in the College of Business, and they always had the ticker symbols flying around in the College of Business. Never knew what it meant. I just knew, a couple ticker symbols like Apple and Microsoft. Like I know that means stock price and whatever it's trading at. Sometimes it'll be a red arrow, sometimes it's a green arrow. Didn't really know much other than that. But I saw somebody on YouTube talking about how they made $21,600 in 15 minutes, and I'm like, that's crazy. And then they also said they made it on the stock dropping. So I'm like, that's even crazier. I thought you could only make money on stocks going up. So then I started looking into it on YouTube, found an options course, started trading options, turned about 15K into 32K in about 2 weeks, then turned that 32K back into 12K in about 5 days. And I was like, all right, I need to invest long term while I learn this. So I bought some long term stocks and uh, just really locked in with the options. Had some nice success, but nothing too crazy. Eventually started learning about prop firms. Wasn't a fan of it back then because I couldn't pass an account because I wasn't technically profitable. And then it was a lot of back and forth, and I eventually started learning trading ICT concepts without even learning from ICT, which is crazy looking back at it. But I didn't want to hear him talk forever. Like I had things to do. I had money to make, right, and accounts to blow. So what I did was I eventually just kept blowing accounts, and I was like, all right, let me finally just listen to some ICT stuff top to bottom. And that was August of 2024. Took the August 24 mentorship. It was amazing. I passed my first account, really about like my third account total, but like my first account with a real model. I passed that in about a month after I finished the ICT mentorship. And that was in October of 24. And then all the way from October of 24 to didn't get my first payout till December of 2025. So, and that was 100% self-inflicted. I just kept ego trading as soon as I have a win streak and then go back down to break even. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even blow the accounts. I would just keep going back to break even. It was tough. I was in funded jail for about 9 months, 8, 9 months. Terrible. But I was learning how to trade the strategy. I was learning how to deal with prop firms. I was learning a whole bunch at the time, risk management, psychology, all of those things. But I eventually, started pulling things together, learning different things, and started seeing more success. Started getting payouts, and then scaling up and getting more payouts, and then started aiming for like bigger payouts. And there's a whole story with that too. I'll do a whole another video dedicated to that. But enough about my trading journey. That's pretty much the Spark Notes. Like I said, I'll do a deep dive into it one day. But the purpose of this channel is to really talk about the tax implications of making all this money, because I see people making a whole bunch of money. I also see people LARPing, but the people that actually make money, those people are gonna run into some huge problems if they're not coming up with some sort of tax plan or tax strategy. And a lot of the traders I talk to, they'll be making six figures, sometimes seven figures, and have zero plan when it comes to taxes, or they don't even know about the taxes or how they're taxed. So that's what pretty much I'll be doing here, telling you about the tax implications. I'll tell you about the 1099 income versus capital gains income. Tell you if you make sense for you to do the mark-to-market election, or makes sense to do something like an S corp or trade in a C corp. Um, also teach about how to multiply your money and leverage it in different ways after you make the money from trading in the first place. All those different things. How to trade prop firms versus how to trade live capital. So I'll be doing giveaways. I plan on doing some live trading here and there, but that's pretty much what this whole page is going to be about. It's going to be a cool business casual setting. I'm not going to be totally unserious, but I'm not about to be super strict either. You have to have that balance, and you got to have a good time too. But don't, like I said, didn't want to keep it too long. Do it. I just want to do a nice little brief introduction, and make sure you help me grow this channel, because I'm giving you a whole bunch of free, really good content, and I'll be giving a lot of this content away, and this is going to be based off of the phone calls that I get on a daily basis. So I'll be answering a lot of those questions on these videos. So go ahead and just give me a like, follow, subscribe, all those things, all those beautiful things. And I also created a free Discord for everyone to join. We could talk about anything you want to talk about in regards to trading, taxes, any sort of business structure, those types of things. And let's just run it up.